Good afternoon and welcome along to Captain Tubridy Memorial Park in Kilrush for what is amazingly a first ever senior football championship meeting between neighbours Lissycasey and Kilmihil. The novelty factor and friendships will be put aside for an hour as this derby is a golden opportunity to reach the last four, for which Lissycasey would bridge a gap of 7 years, while it's a full 22 years since Kilmihil last reached those lofty heights. And before we get into the analysis here, let's get at those team news. And for Kilmihil, there's one change from the team that lined out against Clondigad in the opening round, and that is Niall Reedy is in for Philip Ryan. I'll name out the full team. In goal is Timmy Ryan, 2 is Fionn Fabraro, number 3 is Johnny Sullivan, 4 Mikey Keating, a half-back line of Shane Downs, Alan Normile, who's the captain, and David Coughlin. In midfield you have Niall Pender and Jack Keating, a half-forward line of Sean Crowley, Kieran Downs, and that aforementioned number 24 Niall Reedy, and a full forward line of 13 Alan Dalton, 14 is Martin O'Leary. He probably played in the corner because the target man is number 23 David Ryan. And for Lissycasey, there's 2 changes to the team that got over Cracklow, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll just listen to the national anthem. That's the national anthem. We're ready to go in this derby, but just before we do, we'll just get on to the Lissycasey team. As I mentioned, there's 2 changes from the team that got over Cracklow after extra time. Is number 18 Niall McCarthy, and then the Finucane number 24 coming in for Roy Griffin and Kilmihil. So the team is number 1 Killian Normal, our full back line of Marty Moore and Ryan Griffin and Pauli McNamara, a half back line of Oisin Hanrahan, Seamus Collins and Brian Cahill, midfield pairing of Captain Matt O'Shea and Francis Hayes. Half forward line is Michael O'Neill, Niall McCarthy, and then the Finucane, and a full forward line of Conor Finucane, Niall Kelly, and the danger man Aaron Griffin. So joining me today in this contest we go is Derek Dormer, and Derek, both sides caused an upset in Cusack Park in round 1, so character certainly isn't an issue on this occasion. Absolutely not on,
and the carrot of the semi-final for either club must be huge here today. The opening few minutes should provide an outline as how the game will go. Whichever team settles the best, and forgets about the semi-final and just treats the game on its own merits, that should be an interesting outcome to see how it develops.
We're just waiting for our teams to get in place. The afternoon's referee is Chris Maguire from Wolf Tones, who officiated last October's counties final between St. Joseph's Milltown and Kilmurray Brecon, the 2 sides that knocked Lissycasey and Kilmihil out at the last stage in 2019. So let's see what slice of fate will bring today, and we're ready to go here in Captain Tubridy Park. There seems to be a crossfield breeze coming towards us here, so I don't know if sure it's going to favour anyone, but if it's going to, it looks like it might give a slight edge to Kilmihil. A few changes of positioning already, so we're still waiting. Any idea what we're waiting for, Derek?
No. Kilmihil are setting the stall out early. They already only have 2 men inside them from forward.
Yeah, a bit of nerves here ahead of a first ever derby. Seems to be, and here we go. Oh, they go high, and it's Francis Hayes that gets on the ball for Lissycasey, about to mount that first attack in the Finucane. Back to Francis Hayes. Now going into testing, and there's Niall Kelly, edge of the square. Looks to be on its way. No, it's curling away at the last minute, and it's gone wide. Looked to be on target, but
when
just tailed away.
His boot, I thought it was over, but unfortunately it took a little bit of a curl, and the wind probably kind of blew it out. But interesting start from Lissycasey. Ball straight to hand, and they give a quick, fast delivery.
We're expecting a big kick out from Timmy Ryan.
Kilmihil are setting the stall up here early on. They have 10 to 11 men inside their own half already.
Yeah, similar performance they did against another neighbour in Clondigad the last time. That's a big kick right in the middle of the field. There's a huge bell and in, and it's a Kilmihil man that wins it. Oh, it's a ball inside. Sean Cowley's ball, looking for Martin O'Leary, but it's Paddy McNamara that cleans up, and he gives it out to Killian Normal, who got 3 points against Cracklow. Often placed balls in the goalkeeper didn't manage to venture back forward for free from play. And here we go, it's Mikey O'Neill on the ball. Lissycasey's second attack. He gives it off to Niall McCarthy. Brian Cahill into the corner, and that's where Conor Finucane is. Marked tightly by Finucane. Finucane, can he get back? He looks like it was touched on the ground, and Chris Maguire allows a free out for Kilmihil. Probably need to settle themselves down here a small bit, and it's Alan Normal, the captain, who does that. Now looking to get out of their own half, Shane Downs and Niall Pender, and him after from Fionn Ferraro again. Just finding it difficult to get out of their own half at the moment. Jack Keating. Oh, and that's very left short, and it's Matt O'Shea that picks it up. Interception, surely a foul, and it is. And Lissycasey have an opportunity to get the first score of the game. Could be taken quickly here. Conor Finucane inside, looking for Niall Kelly. Just a small bit undercooked, and
Wrong
Timmy
option.
Ryan was alert to it. That's a missed opportunity there.
Wrong option. They should have put the ball down and taken a free and settled the nerves, you know.
Absolutely, and instead it's Kilmihil who attack on the counter, and it's Kieran Downs, and he's looking inside for the danger man, David Ryan. He's got it in his hands. What's going on? It looked to be in the goal.
Oh, and our track record of these matches of goals, there aren't goals, makes it quite interesting. But
That looked to be the net bulge, but it seemed to hit it off from the outside. But
it's a great catch.
just showing the danger that David Ryan does have. He scored a goal against Clondigad just after half time and almost opened the scoring here in dramatic fashion, but Lissycasey will wipe their brows. They got out of danger there. It certainly got our pulses racing. Unless on the ball side, the jersey's been held. Aaron Griffin? No, says Chris Maguire.
Oh, and we could see it from here, his jersey was being held.
Up here isn't going to be any difference to the referee.
Surely the umpire should be doing their job down there now.
Yeah, well, play goes on regardless. And here we go again, and it's Kilmihil. Still looking for that first score, but we've had a dramatic couple of minutes. And here is Sean Crowley. Passed the ball in the last time. David Coughlin off to Shane Downs. Just looking for options. A lot of Lissycasey men back there. In fact, there's only 2 Lissycasey men in the Kilmihil half. Both sides seems to be mass defences when they are on the defensive side.
It seems to be the modern approach to football. Pack your defence and try and break through.
And here we go. Niall Kelly, who started at full forward, and he looks for that.
It's a lovely pass on.
Oh, it's Aaron Griffin and his markers after suffering an injury. So Aaron Griffin has a small bit of space here. We got 1-3 against Cracklow the last time out. What can he do here? Oh, it's looked to be in the air, but Conor Finucane's underneath it. It's a bit of a scramble. Oh, Lissycasey.
Plenty of numbers back there on.
Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of that, and Kilmihil are the ones that come away with the ball. It's end-to-end stuff here so far. It's Kieran Downs. That is motor, and he slips. His teammate is still on the ground, but they're going to attack regardless. That's a high delivery from Jack Keating, and looking for that danger man, David Ryan. There was 4 men around him there.
He would have done well now to feel that one on.
And he almost did. Oh, and he almost got an interception there. Both defences kind of living dangerously at the moment, but it's Polly Mack that does get the ball away. He gives it to Seamus Collins, and we're off, and off to end the Finucane. And Brian Cahill gets a hefty challenge there, but wins the free. Looked to be nearly a shoulder to shoulder, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a free now on. It seemed to be a perfectly timed tackle. What's interesting is both sides seem very dangerous when they give quick delivery.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a feature of the early part of the game. As Conor Finucane, I don't think he's going to take a quick one this time around. He's going to settle it down. He's about 40 metres out, and it looks like the Kilmihil are going to have to make an early change. And Gavin Downs, who came in as a substitute against Clondigad last night, is going to come in again. But meanwhile, we'll stick to the play, and it's Conor Finucane looking for that opening score, and he does. Scores from a free, 40 metres. He got 1-2 against Cracklow last time out. and he's had to score. We're just 5 minutes gone here, and that change is about to be made. It's Gavin Downs, number 15, is coming in place of the injured Mikey Keating, and that's an early blow for Kilmihil. Yeah. 6 minutes gone here. Timmy Ryan.
It's a blow on it. Only 6 minutes gone to lose a corner back, you know.
Yeah, and he was marking Aaron Griffin, who got 1-3, very, very lively customer against Packard last time.
Lissycasey's
Looks like David Coughlin has gone back to do that marking job, but instead we're on. Timmy Ryan had another big kick out. It's won eventually back by Kieran Downs for Kilmihil. Alan Normal, there's a bit of slippage, there's a bit of loose ground here in front of us here in the stand. Kilmihil get the free regardless. And we're underway again. Oh, that's a loose pass, and it's Seamus Collins that picks it up, gives it off to Polly McNamara off the end of Finucane, and he looks for Conor Finucane, but didn't quite come to pass, and Kilmihil are there in numbers. Johnny O'Sullivan clearing up, and look where Martin O'Leary is. Oh, he's got a hand around the neck here in the Finucane.
Very, very high tackle.
Martin O'Leary winning that free in their own half-back line. Kilmihil third. At this rate, he cut in against Clondigad and got an unbelievable goal. He's not allowed to do in this occasion because his counterpart wearing the number 14, Niall Kelly, brings him down, and it's going to be Kilmihil Minters getting a bit of the
experience there of Martin O'Leary, though, who drew the free. Some of his teammates were roaring for the free to be taken quick, but Martin put it down, the scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and here's an opportunity for Kieran Downs to get an equaliser. We're 7.5 minutes gone here, so just about the same distance as Conor Finucane had at the opposite side. Let's see what he can do with this one. If he keeps it short, that danger man David Ryan's inside.
Yes.
And O'Leary. But he has a good track record. He got 3 frees against Clondigad. Oh, that one's in towards Ryan. Ryan nearly has it, but it was well marked on this occasion. It's in the Finucane that gets it out of danger. Off to Seamus Collins. There's a bit of holding down here in front of us, but we'll stick with the play. And there's a free to Lissycasey. A bit of roaring from the crowd here. Michael O'Neill and his marker Shane Downs had a bit of
Downs had a very good hold of Michael O'Neill there. Yeah. It was more like a Thomond Parker's occasion.
Here we go, Alan Dalton looking for Martin O'Leary, but Paulie McNamara was out in front of him, and here he is on the ball again. He has to be in front all day to keep out Marty O'Leary. Mikey O'Neill is on the ball now. Looks into the corner, and Conor Finucane is an acre of space here.
Well done.
Corner. Just looking for that bit of an edge. Finucane look for his second one, and that's a great score. His first from play, and it's a second one for Lissycasey, as they lead 2 points to no score here after only 9 minutes. A little bit more efficient here from Lissycasey in the opening stages.
Yeah, they look very dangerous when they get the ball in fast to the full forward line.
Pushing the back means that Kilmihil get an opportunity to feed, and it's Sean Crowley free, quick to Martin O'Leary. O'Leary isn't allowed to get into his stride again. This time legally, says Chris Maguire. He's surrounded by 4 or 5 Lissycasey, but manages to find Crowley. Oh, and that's going to go wide. Unfortunately dragged it, but O'Leary was given the advantage and he wins a free, so it is an opportunity for Kilmihil to open their account.
Them down on. Both teams seem to be set up very similar. They like to work the ball through their hands as far as midfield, and then a quick delivery into the full forward line. At the moment, Lissycasey seem to be the better at it, but this score could settle Kilmihil down, and it's very important that they get this with nearly 10 minutes gone.
Yeah, it's a second free for Kieran Downs. As I mentioned, he got 3 frees against Clondigad. This one is a much more advantageous distance. He was about 40 metres out the last time. He's just outside the 20-metre line now, and at a perfect side for a right-footed kicker, so we're expecting him to score. Lissycasey certainly packed a full back line just in case it does fall short to David Ryan. And here we go. And he does, and that's the first score for Kilmihil. A free for Kieran Downs. And it's 2-1. Expectedly tight in these early stages. We're just coming up about 11 minutes gone. And it's Killian Normal about to kick this one out. Trying to assess his options, which he has Seamus Collins in a bit of free space, and that's who he gives it to. Just around the midfield zone. Gives it off to Mikey O'Neill. O'Neill is being held. Probably not for the first time today, but and probably won't be for the last.
Definitely not.
He's just issuing to settle things down. He's played 3 championship matches already, Mikey O'Neill. 2 for Kilmihil and 1 for Lissycasey. And he's got a 2 out of 3 record, so he's hoping to continue that this afternoon. Instead, it's Kilmihil wing back possession. Now Pender giving off to Shane Downs. And here we go again, Sean Crowley on the ball. Great ball carrier. Got that injury time winner against Clondigad last time out with a fisted point. Is far from the goals this time, so he's not going to try it. Instead, it's Jack Keating. Plays it out to Alan Dawson on the right wing. He has a bit of space, but now he's being closed down by Mikey O'Neill. And here we go again, a bit of patient build-up from Kilmihil, and Shane Downs arrowing it towards that man Ryan. He's certainly like a wrecking ball inside there, but it drifts
seems
to the wide.
Kilmihil tactic, but Lissycasey have adapted to it. They've moved Seamus Collins back to just in front of the fullback, trying to try and cut off the supply to Danger Man Ryan inside.
It looks like Seamus Collins picked up a bit of an injury there for his troubles. Maybe a knee in the back or something. It looked like a kind of an awkward challenge. But he's back on his feet, thankfully. And here we go. A lot of ponytails in around there, around the goal. And here's
We wouldn't know anything about that now.
well, you wouldn't anyway. Here we go, Killian Normal about to kick out again. And it's Matt Shea. Oh, it's a great catch. Oh, and he does a hefty challenge there from Niall Pender. He looks like he's going to bring it forward, but Matt O'Shea is
Mike
still
O'Neill
suffering.
and Shane Downs are having are really getting to know each other. There's no COVID restrictions between them.
It's getting a little bit over here.
Shane Hanrahan came in to look after his teammate there on. And the linesman witnessed it, but there wasn't much in it. It was just a shoulder.
Yeah. Bit of a talking to here. And Oisin Hanrahan is about to be spoken to because of that challenge. Linesman Joe Kelly getting involved. It's a yellow card for Oisin Hanrahan. Was the third party in that bit of a schmozzle, so
and there was no need of him to come in. I'm sure Mike was willing to look after himself.
Absolutely.
They're still at each other on here off the ball.
He's well accustomed to being man-marked. But meanwhile, back to normality, and it's Killian Normal who has the first opportunity at
that's
free.
Not Killian Roach from Clare who's come all the way to hit this one out.
Killian Normal, he got 2 frees and a 45 against Cracklow, pulled off a couple of great saves as well. He's just about 50 metres out here, so let's see can he open his account. Plenty of off the ball stuff. That looks to be drifting wide unless Aaron Griffin can keep it in, and he can't, unfortunately, unless Lissycasey's second wide of the afternoon. A kind of a poor effort there from Killian Normal, as we expected him to at least hit the target. Instead, it's his counterpart Timmy Ryan that's about to kick out the ball. Should be getting to halfway at least. Got a booming kick, and he does. Gets it up there. And it's Oisin Hanrahan that gets the ball. He gives it off to Mikey O'Neill. And he finds Enda Finucane. And here is Conor Finucane, their only scorer so far. And that's the reason he is, because that's his 3rd point of the afternoon. His 2nd from play, and it's a great start for Conor Finucane and a great start for Lissycasey after 15 minutes. We're just coming up to that water break. It's probably going to be, we've had an injury. And there is the water break. And we go into the 3 points to 1 in favour of Lissycasey. And a great start for them in this derby, a first ever derby with Kilmihil. Lissycasey have been ever present at senior since 1995 when they made the breakthrough, contested county finals in 1998, 2006 and 2007, winning that famous title against Éire Óg after losing the previous year. So early stages here in Captain Tuberty Park. Lissycasey just have the better matters, but Kilmihil do pose a threat every time they go forward. David Ryan is the target man inside there. Packed defences. Martin O'Leary obviously a threat as well. And going on that first round game, it was O'Leary and Ryan that got the goals. They only scored 2-5 out of about 8 chances they actually only had 1 wide. They had more wides here already in the first 15 minutes than they had in the entire hour against Clondigad in the opening round, and it was a surprise to say the least, because Clondigad had 12 wides in that game. A real onslaught in terms of possession, but Kilmihil doggedly held out. They got 2-5 as I mentioned. It was Martin O'Leary got 1-1. David Ryan with a goal, Sean Crowley with the winning point, and Kieran Downs chipping in with 3 frees as well. Derek, just looking at it so far, probably very little in terms of possession. It's been end-to-end stuff, but Lissycasey and Conor Finucane in particular getting all 3 points.
Yeah, Conor Finucane is having a superb game, and Lissycasey just looked that bit more efficient at the moment up front. However, as you said, there's nothing in the possession stakes, and every time you launch a high ball into the full forward line with a man like David Ryan, there is danger, and all it takes is one of them balls to break in Kilmihil or in for a goal. I expect this game, it is 3 points to 1. Lissycasey do seem more efficient, but I expect it to be nothing in it come up to half time if Kilmihil can just get a score or two. It's very tight.
Yeah, both teams got 2 goals in their opening round games, but you'd feel that so far it's Kilmihil that could benefit from a goal that bit more. And the teams are back out. We've had plenty of off the ball stuff as well, but we're about to go here again, and it's going to be Timmy Ryan that's going to kick out the ball for the start of the second quarter. There's 17 minutes gone, so that 2 minutes that we had for the water break will be added on at the end, and it's probably going to be close. Bit of a mist here in Kilrush at the moment. Breeze blowing directly across the field, is really facing towards the stand, if you can picture that. So here we go, it's Timmy Ryan about to kick out the ball. He's looking for the short option, and he does find it. Shane Downs here on the left wing. He's got a bit of work to do, but manages to pick up possession ahead of Aaron Griffin. Put under pressure now, and it's Kilmihil that are under 3 versus 1. He wins the free. He's a lucky boy to win that free, but he does. Son Ferrero. Alan Ormai gets things underway again. He goes out to Alan Dalton. And here we go with Kieran Downs. Great striding run. Looks to take on into Finucane. Just held up by Mikey O'Neill. Will he have a go? He will, but that's not going to be on target, unfortunately. He was looking to get on his right foot, Derek.
He tried several
with
times,
the
yeah, but Lissycasey crowded him out. He still took the wrong option. He had a simple hand pass outside him, or could he recycle it back into the centre? Kilmihil just need to settle when they're into the final third. They haven't settled in that area of the field.
Well, fair play to Lissycasey. They did crowd manners out, and it's a kick out from Killian Norman out to Brian Cahill. And there is Niall Kelly again. Started full forward, as I mentioned. He's now back in his own half back line. He goes off to Niall McCarthy. Looked to have held the ball, didn't grab it in possession the first time, and looked to have touched it on the ground. And it's a free out to Kilmihil. A 4th one for them, and it's Alan Norman, the captain, who gets it underway down to Martin O'Leary, a familiar target man. And here he goes. He's got a tasty left boot. Oh, that just came off the upright and wide. They haven't had much luck.
No, that was very unlucky, in fairness. It was a great effort from Martin O'Leary.
David Ryan's goal chance bulged the net. That one just hit the upright.
Yeah, they need one of these chances.
Inches.
One of these chances on.
Great kick out. That finds Oisin Hanran, and he in turn picks out the overlapping run of Mikey O'Neill. Mikey O'Neill taking on a defender, takes on Johnny Sullivan. That's Davis' ball inside, but Timmy Ryan is strong to it with 2 hands. And he relieves the danger and allows Kilmihil to set up a counter-attack. And here we go. There's a spare man out here, and it's Shane Downs on here in the left wing.
Great vision.
Yeah, here he goes. He's about halfway now. And looks inside for Gavin Downs, the substitute. They came on early for the injured Mikey Keating. Gives it off to Kieran Downs. Oh, Sean Crowley just got held up. Still have it. Kieran Downs just missed one a minute ago. He has the free regardless, but will it go over? Oh, it comes off the upright. That's the right. Oh, he's given the free.
No, the referee is given the free. He didn't allow the advantage, which is kind of a controversial one. Whatever it is about you and commentating matches, you just can't seem to get these handy goals.
Disallowed goal. He probably had the whistle blown. We're not giving you due credit there, but you think you could have let it go.
But he did let him take the shot, and when it dropped short, I suppose he had a millisecond to make his mind up. But Kilmihil will feel hard done by, especially if they don't convert the free.
Yeah, ball came off the upright. David Ryan bundling into the net.
The danger man on.
Yeah, definitely. He's had one that hit the net. He's had 2 balls that hit the net, and he hasn't got a goal yet.
That's another record.
Shouldn't be laughing, I suppose. Kieran Downs here with the free anyway that he earned himself. These cut the gap to 1, but they might have been ahead. And he does, and that's his second free of the game for Kieran Downs. He's 5th in the championship, and we're 21 minutes gone here. And thus far, it's Lissycasey 3, it's Kilmihil 2, and it's all to play for.
And we've only had 2 scorers, Conor Finucane and Kieran Downs.
Yeah, it's a 10, but here we go. Brian Cal with a great fetch, and now he's on the counter-attack. Deep inside, he was looking for Francis Hayes.
Poorly
it was Johnny Sullivan that got out ahead of him
too much to do on.
and won the free. And Kilmihil have picked up a lot of frees, 6 frees here so far in the opening 22 minutes. And it's Alan Norman, the captain, that's going to restart for Kilmihil. Gives out to Shane Downs, he's been busy boy. He wins another free. It's like rugby, they're just making a few yards.
Anyway.
They're past the gain line. And here we go, Norwell on the ball. Gives it out to a bit of space to David Coughlin. Coughlin finding the substitute Gavin Downs. Niall Pender just held up. And it's another patient build-up, but it's Kieran Downs. He's had a couple of piercing runs in the last couple of minutes. And it's Alan Norma looking for Ryan again. Oh, that just slips through his fingers. Under a bit of pressure, it must be said, from Ryan Griffin as well, but that ball has gone wide, and it's Kilmihil's 5th wide.
They've really set their stall out there, Kilmihil. They're willing to recycle until they get an opportunity to deliver that ball into Ryan.
That's going to go out over the line from Killian Normal. He was looking for the run of Oisin Hanrahan. And as I said, Kilmihil only had 1 wide in 60 minutes against Clondigall, and they've now had 5 already. So not as economical as they were that day, but maybe they don't have to be because they're well in this game at the moment. But that's just going to drift through all the way.
Also had 2 phantom goals on.
Yeah. As phantom goals go, we seem to be at the butt of all these things.
Yeah.
Here we go, it's Mikey O'Neill. He's got the advantage anyway, regardless of what he does with it, but he finds Niall Kelly about 50 metres out, and he finds the captain, Matt O'Shea. Matt O'Shea just not tempted to take on the shot, and neither is Niall Kelly. They're going to recycle the ball again. Back here across to Aaron Griffin. Has yet to fire like he did against Cracker on the first round, and they're still going. Good pressure from Kilmihil, it must be said. Niall McCarthy. They're not making much ground here, but Mikey O'Neill looks to pick out, and it's Brian Cahill of all people inside there, the wing back. Francis Hayes looks to be tripped, and it is a free. Niall Reedy adjudged to have tripped Francis Hayes, and it's going to be probably an easy tap over for Conor Finucane. Has already got 3 points to his name, 2, it must be said, from play. This will be an opportunity to make it 2 from play and 2 from place balls. Let's not jinx him. Well, no, he doesn't make any mistake, and he's restored a 2-point cushion for Lissycasey.
No commentators cursed on that free.
No, 24 and a half minutes gone here. And the gap, 2 points could be a lot in a derby. Timmy Ryan about to restart.
Kilmihil really need a score, and a score from play preferably on, just to let Lissycasey know that they're dangerous.
They have been dangerous, but just haven't got converted it. He's not going to get that mark. He can play on.
That was a delay.
No whistle blown.
He overcarried, they know surely on.
What's he going to call here? I didn't think you had to call the mark from midway. I know you have to call the mark inside. What's he giving? He's giving him the mark on. Yeah, okay. Yeah. A bit delayed, but we give him the benefit of the doubt here. Oh, Frank Cahill is free. Just got it back from Niall Kelly in unorthodox circumstances, but it means that Cahill is menacing it on goal. He's looking for Griffin. Griffin just under his pace. He looks inside. Oh, that's just over the crossbar. Aaron Griffin, a menacing run. He got 1-3, as I mentioned before, against Cracklaw, and that has just opened his account for this afternoon. He's the only other scorer outside Conor Finucane, who got the opening 4 points, and it's 5-2 now, the biggest gap of the game so far. Lissycasey, that's gone straight out over the line from Timmy Ryan, and that breeze is blown directly where that ball went out. So you're going to see a couple of line balls, you'd imagine, at this side. Brian Cahill gets the restart, and he looks for Niall Kelly again. Niall Kelly looking for Conor Finucane. Johnny Sullivan just got enough on it to distract him, but instead it's into Finucane. And there's a free, looked like it was holding on Conor Finucane. So
Lissycasey are beginning to build a gap on. I know it's 3, but this could be 4, and all of a sudden in a matter of 2 minutes spell the gap is widened to 4 points, which would, is a big lead. Especially
when the 2 goals at the other end could have been there, so but taking those opportunities, and it's Lissycasey who certainly are so far. 6 points to 2 ahead, 5 of those for Conor Finucane. He's had a great start here. 3 from frees and 1 from a place ball. It means that in the championship,
turned on the afterburner since the water break. Lissycasey is completely dominant.
Definitely, he's got 1-7 in the championship. And here's Timmy Ryan. That's a high one. It's looking to be Lissycasey's ball, and it is. It's Francis Hayes that gets it. He blew for the mark on that occasion, but he dropped it. Here's Mikey O'Neill. O'Neill gets around the first 2 challenges, looks to get past a 3rd and a 4th. This would be a mighty score, and he does get it. What a score from Mikey O'Neill.
The first time he... And again...
He's had an interesting afternoon with his marker.
It's the first time he lost the shackles to Shane Downs, but he met him again pretty quickly.
He did. And now it's 7-2. That gap has really broadened out. It's 5 points now, and we're just nearing half time. We're 27 and a half minutes gone. So Lissycasey dominant from every kick out, but it's Kilmihil that do win it back, and they do have a bit of a counter attack here because there is a bit of space for Jack Keating to run into. Keating is looking for his options. There aren't many. But one good option is Martin O'Leary, and he gives it back to Keating. Keating looks up. No.
That really sums up Kilmihil's first half performance.
But he does win the free.
I think the referee kind of even felt sorry for him there, like to give that free.
A sympathy vote.
Yeah. He held the pass well, waited for Martin O'Leary. Martin O'Leary pinpoint hand pass in. He should have head down and gone for goal. Blazing wide. It just shows the bit of panic that's in Kilmihil at the moment. They need a score from Clare.
But they'll take any score at this stage just to settle him down. It's going to be Martin O'Leary who's going to take the free. What will be his first free in the championship? Perfectly suited for a left footer. He hit the upright already. Makes no mistake this time. That's his first of the game. And a much needed score for Kilmihil, as it's now 7-3. The gap is back to 4. We're about a minute away from the 30-minute mark, but there's going to be a couple of minutes for that water break. And this is Casey underway again. It's the captain, Matt O'Shea. He's been fouled by Niall Pender. And it's a free for Lissycasey. Niall Kelly playing a very deep role today. He's been held. Another free for Lissycasey. Getting a bit scrappy here as we get towards the half-time break. Matt O'Shea is looking for an option here from the free. He's on his own 45-metre line, and he finds full-back Ryan Griffin. Griffin to Seamus Collins, and we're on the way. And if you can see Paddy McNamara on his outside, he does. He's got a bit of space here. He's after crossing the 45-metre line, and that's it. And this read ball to Aaron Griffin. This is where he got a point just a bit earlier. Oh no, he's after fisting that one wide, unfortunately. Yeah, just miscued. And it's an unfortunate one for Aaron Griffin, who looked threatening, could have gone for goal, went for the sensible option of a fisted point, but didn't manage to get it, and it means that the score remains at 7 points to 3 here, as we're just about to reach the 30-minute mark. We didn't get an indication from Chris Maguire of how many minutes they're going to be, but we can presume there's going to be 2 at least. The men are back in their own full back line. They're under a small bit of pressure. And it's Johnny Sullivan that gets him out of a bit of danger, and gives it off to Alan Dalton. Dalton finds Martin O'Leary. just about 50 metres out. Looked to be held by Paulie McNamara. He's got a free anyway. It's off the outside of his left boot. Gavin Downs only in there, but he's going to go back for the free. This time a sensible advantage. We're not so sure about going for a goal, but here we go. It's a free from 45 metres. And it's going to be O'Leary again that's going to take it. He's already got one. He's got 1-2 in the championship so far. Just picked off a free there a couple of minutes ago. And it would be a vital score for Kilmihil at this stage, as we're about a minute into injury time here. And it would mean that the gap is back to only a kick of a ball. Certainly within O'Leary's range. The wind is blowing away from the left-hand post, so he's got to keep it to the right, you'd imagine. Here we go. Familiar style, Martin O'Leary. That looks to be going wide and left, and it is. Didn't allow for that breeze.
Is that their 8 wide at the half on?
6 I make it, but who knows?
I was included 2 disallowed goals.
Yeah.
You know?
There was a couple that, one that went wide that was brought back for free. 2 went wide that went back for free, so that could account for the other 2. Kilmihil getting it underway again. And off to Seamus Collins here. Seamus Collins had a bit of ground in front of him. Gives it off to Enda Finucane, who's been a good link man, as has Niall Kelly in the first half, but David Ryan, the target man, is back there. And he certainly made his presence felt, because Mikey O'Neill certainly isn't going into a tackle with him, that's for sure.
Stay away from that one.
Couldn't be a good one to get just before the half-time break. Niall Reedy protecting the ball. Looked to be a push in the back, but he's not going to get it. It's going to be a line ball instead.
That looked to be a Kilmihil free. They just haven't got the brakes on, you know.
Yeah, you're dead right. Small bit of luck either way. Aaron Griffin, he's cut in from this corner twice already. Got a point out of it. Here we go. Enda Finucane looks for Griffin. It's a good score. A good patient score from Lissycasey. It's Aaron Griffin's second point of the game. A real threat here in that right corner, and it means that their cushion is now at 5 points. 8 points to 3 here with 32 and a half minutes gone.
I can see referee Chris McGuire has the whistle in his mouth on.
That is the half-time break here, and it is Lissycasey that lead by 8 points to 3. Before we get a bit of traditional music, Derek, how would you sum up the half?
Well, Lissycasey are probably deserving of their lead, but Kilmihil have just poor choices up front. They've really, I think it's been 50-50 in the possession stakes. They've worked the ball to the halfway line, they've given in the ball into the full forward line, but once they're in the scoring zone, they've just taken the wrong option. They've kicked some poor wides. They've had the disallowed goal and a David Ryan one that we actually thought hit the back of the net. So they were pivotal moments. Kilmihil are not out of it because they are 50-50 in possession, but they really need to execute when they hit the ball into the full forward line. Otherwise, that 5 point gap will suddenly be 7 or 8 at the start of the second half.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that's something that Jerry O'Grady, Odrin O'Dwyer are going to say to them at half time, and that's where we leave it, because here in Captain Tuberty Park in Kilrush, it's 8 points to 3 for Lissycasey over their neighbours Kilmihil at half time. And we're ready to go again. The half-time break was shortened. Both sides are eager to get on with it, as you'd expect in a derby. And here we go. There's a place in the semi-finals on offer, and Chris McGuire throws in the ball for the second half. Matt Shea gets up highest and gives it to Francis Hayes. Gets a hefty shoulder, and instead it's Kilmihil that get the ball, and it's Kieran Downs that wins an early free for Kilmihil in the second half. And they need to start on the offensive to get right back into this game. They're trailing by 5. Kieran Downs can change matters. 45 metres out, it was a good effort for his left foot, but unfortunately it has tailed away to the right and wide, and it's Kilmihil's 7th wide of the afternoon. Just haven't been as economical as they were against Clondegad in the opening round, but there's a long way to go here yet, and it's Kilmihil that are back on the ball. Shane Downs this time breaks through that 45 metre line. There's a bit of space in front of him. Look to be brought down. Oisin Hanrahan is already on a yellow. He's already on a yellow, Derek.
He could face a second yellow here. He was above the shoulder challenge. Referee Chris McGuire has gone to the notebook.
Yeah, let's see what he does. And it is a second yellow for Oisin Hanrahan, and it's an early blow here after only a minute of the second half. Lissycasey are down to 14 men.
It's important they convert the free here to get the momentum.
And it's amazing how quickly a game can change. We're now 15 against 14. They also had a man sent off in the opening round against Cracklow, but managed to bring it to extra time and get over the line. So they aren't adverse to it. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Martin O'Leary's free from about 30 metres. Looked to be fairly innocuous, but managed to deceive everyone and end up in the back of the net. That was an amazing goal there.
I don't know if I describe it as amazing now, but it's one that will be watched over and over again, but not by the Lissycasey goalkeeper, unfortunately.
No, absolutely not. And what a turnaround we've had in only the first opening 90 seconds of the second half, because Lissycasey lost a man and now they've conceded a goal as well, and there's only 2 points in the game now. It is 8 points to 1-3. What a turnaround we've had in just 2 minutes of the second half.
And in fairness, no disrespect to Martin O'Leary, it was a very poorly executed free.
Yeah, it wasn't one of his better efforts. I don't think he was aiming for it for definite.
No.
Oh, but Killian Normal can make amends here with a free. He's got one from 45 metres out. But just an amazing passage of play there between.
Only 2 minutes onto the clock. They were 5 points down. Now they're only 2 down and they're a man up. I mean, it certainly has changed.
That's championship football for you, and that's a derby in particular. But here's Killian Normal looking to get his first place ball of the afternoon, and that's a much better effort, and it is over the bar. His first score of the game, and it's a much needed one for Lissycasey to settle themselves back down. And they're now.
I'd say he felt the pressure of that kick after the goal going in on here. He really took his time over. Superb free.
Definitely. Oh, and it's Lissycasey on the attack again, and it's the danger man, Conor Finucane. He's already got 5 points this afternoon. Cuts inside for Milliwan. That is curling. It's curling. It's curling. It's gone over the bar. What a score!
6, a fantastic point. And a great response to the concession of that goal on.
Absolutely. Suddenly the goal has been nearly wiped out, because they're after getting 2 points in a row in the space of a minute. And now it's 10 points to 1-3, back to 4. But there's still a man down, crucially. But it's Lissycasey on the ball again. It's Niall Kelly looking to get inside for Aaron Griffin. That came off Aaron Griffin. It did indeed. And Chris Maguire points it in the direction of Kilmihil. And here's Niall Reedy trying to get out of danger. He's surrounded by 2 men and he's dispossessed by Aaron Griffin. Griffin cuts inside David Cochran, gives it off to Niall Kelly. Here they are in a line, they're waiting for Francis Hayes. There's another man outside him if he can spot him. It's Niall McCarthy. That's going to just creep over the bars, tipped over by Timmy Ryan. And suddenly that goal has been wiped out.
It's a fantastic response to going down a man and the concession of a goal.
Yeah, so 4 minutes into the second half, and it's as you were at half time, a gap of 5 points for Lissycasey. A great response, as Derek mentioned, and it's Niall McCarthy who gets that score. Ball is aimed high. Here we go again. Kieran Downs, who's been very influential. And speaking of influential, Martin O'Leary as well. Seamus Collins with a sliding effort wins back possession. Paulie McNamara to bring Cahill, the Kilmihil teammate, give it to another Kilmihil man in Michael O'Neill. And here we go again for Lissycasey. They have regrouped remarkably since that sending off, and now on the attack again, and it's the danger man. It's Conor Finucane. Got 5 in the first half, has already got 1 the second half. Niall Kelly, they seem to just have a spare man. Niall McCarthy just got 1 a minute ago. He's not going to add to it there.
I was just going to say, as you comment there, they seem to have a spare man. They are down to 14.
Yeah. Definitely.
Kilmihil have only 2 men inside the Lissycasey half. They have a man up. They really need to kind of maybe change their approach a bit and adapt to having the extra man.
The narrative appeared to change dramatically there after only 2 minutes of the second half with that Martin O'Leary goal from a free. But Lissycasey have doggedly stuck to their task. Now, what can Kilmihil do? Here's Alan Dalton picking out Kieran Downs. He gives it off to Niall Pender. Pender's looking for Gavin Downs. David Ryan was lurking around there, but Lissycasey are alert to it. And it's Seamus Collins that gives it up to Niall Kelly. And he gives it back to Collins as they're about to pass the halfway line. Lissycasey certainly the more menacing side. He's looking for Aaron Griffin. He's already cut in the first half a couple of times. Got 2 points. Can he get a third? He gives it off to Conor Finucane. And that one, unfortunately, has gone to the wide. A rare miss for Conor Finucane. Lissycasey's 5th wide in the second half. But they do have a 5-point cushion, vital considering that they're a man down.
A superb start to the second half. We've had 4 scores inside the opening 6 minutes. It's really opened up a bit.
The ball very close to the line, but it is kept in. And here we go with Jack Keating hugging the touchline. Gives it out to Martin O'Leary. Now this man caused danger.
He's man here on. He's 1-on-1.
He did very similar against Clondigad. Cut in from the 45-metre line. Here's Kieran Downs. Puts the head down. Tries to get past Maché. Has a shot and puts it over the bar. Sensible approach. Thought about going for a goal for a second, but decided to aim for a point, and that's his third.
He had the head down, he bust through the centre, but at least this time he did take the right option. He put it over. It's very important for Kilmihil to get a score.
That brings the deficit back to 4. It's 3 points for Kieran Downs, and that's his first from play. That'll give him a good confidence boost. But it's Lissycasey who are still to the fore here. Brian Callow's had another impressive game, was very good against Crackler the first time out. He plays it off. And here's Conor Finucane. Just been hard to pin down. That's going to be high. And Matt Shea, he's in a bit of a smuzzle there, but Gavin Downs relieves the pressure for Kilmihil. And here they go again. It's end-to-end stuff in the second half. Sean Crowley on his own 45-metre line spots in space to captain Alan Normal. And he gives it off to O'Leary, who's been marshalled all afternoon by Paulie McNamara. O'Leary, that's an ambitious effort. But it's after, it just didn't come in enough.
Kieran Downs' one was the first score from Clare for Kilmihil in the entire match. Yeah. So they really need to choose their options a bit better.
Yeah, still plenty of time though to get back on track, but it's Aaron Griffin in possession. And Martin O'Leary on the other side, the 2 danger men on either side. Padraig McNamara gives off tonight. Kelly, he's under a small bit of pressure. He's going to have to go back. Kieran Downs moving up possession. Here's that man, target man, David Ryan. It's a great block from Mikey O'Neill.
It's a free.
And it looked like the ball was touched on the ground, and Chris Maguire adjusts that a free out. And it'll give Lissycasey an opportunity just to settle matters down again. We've had a frenetic opening 9 minutes to the second half. Plenty of drama, scores, even a sending off. But still, after all that, means that Lissycasey are 4 points clear. Now, Niall McCarthy.
I think they have to stop giving away these silly frees. Just force the men in position to play the ball on. You're just giving them a chance to get them in behind the ball again and start all over. And it's also killing the clock. It's 4 points advantage. Kilmihil just need to kind of, cut loose and stop giving away these silly frees.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for broke if this gap remains for the remainder. But for the moment, it's Lissycasey that are on the attack, and it's centre back to full back. Here's Ryan Griffin. He gives it off to Conor Finucane. He's a small chink of light there for a second. That's a great score from Enda Finucane. His first of the game. And it's Lissycasey that are back out to a 5-point cushion by the 2/3 mark here in Captain Tuberty Park in Kilrush. A quick kick out for Timmy Ryan. It just works out because they do earn a free just around the halfway mark. Here we go, it's Alan Norman. He gives it out to Alan Dalton. Just going a bit lateral at the moment, but Niall Pender looks front side to Martin O'Leary. Just to see the tackle from Paulie McNamara, and then Brian Callan, he's been held by O'Leary. So it's another free out. Derek has mentioned the indiscipline in the Kilmihil forward line, and that just re-emphasises that. As it's Lissycasey.
Possession though, and they had no options. They have an extra man, and yet when he looked up, he had only 2 men inside. He tried to play Martin O'Leary, and he was surrounded by 2 Lissycasey men.
It isn't obvious that they have the spare man, but just to get their house in order is the key.
And it's actually hard to tell who they have let loose as the spare man or where he's designated.
Well, the full back is definitely free. That's Johnny Sullivan. But is he too far back to influence matters? We'll soon find out. Here's Francis Hayes on the ball. Looks for Niall Kelly. He's had a really busy game in a deeper role. And it's Matt O'Shea looking again for Aaron Griffin. Aaron Griffin and Conor Finucane, the two danger men inside. Every time they're looking for him. And here goes Griffin. Makes inside the first challenge, but that's a great recovery from David Coughlin. But Griffin is persistent. He finds Conor Finucane. Oh, that's a Gary Owen. Matt Shea is underneath it. Timmy Ryan is out there. Manages to get through the tackle. And that's a free out. He could have let play go there.
He should have won.
He's got the book out here. Who's he going to speak to? Looks like Sean Crowley. Not sure what happened, but he's going for a previous incident, and Sean Crowley goes into the book. The vice captain for Kilmihil, and there's going to be a change for Kilmihil as well.
Chris McGuire is taking a leaf out of that Mike Riley's book there, pulling him back for a yellow card 2 minutes ago.
Just a small bit of confusion here.
And all these breaks in play on, they suit the team leading. They suit the team leading by 5 points, you know.
Definitely. Bit of confusion to come off, but looks like Niall Pender is about to make way. And here we go for the restart. And we're underway. And a confirmation of that substitution, Shane Egan.
He'll provide a goal threat inside Shane Egan, and at this stage on, Kilmihil will probably need another goal.
They haven't been short of goal threats. It's been getting goals.
Conversion rate.
They should have maybe got 2 in the first half and were denied, and got 1 that they probably shouldn't have in the second half. So mixed fortunes in front of the goals today for Kilmihil, but they're probably going to need a couple of goals if they're going to get back into this one, because it's Lissycasey that have been on top despite going down to 14 men in only a minute of the second half. That's Niall McCarthy's already got one. Oh, that was a dangerous one to the back post. Matt O'Shea was lurking around there, but did manage to keep it in. It's a third wide the second half for Lissycasey, 6 overall.
I hate harping on, but who has the extra men?
It's a question that the post-mortem will throw up again. Aaron Griffin is quickly into that one. Just caught Alan Dalton napping for a second, and you can't allow Griffin inside. Oh, there's Conor Finucane, surely a goal, and it is. Oh, it's a costly error for Kilmihil.
And book your tickets for the semi-final one.
Well, we won't be counting our chickens just yet, but it does mean that there's 8 points between the side, and Conor Finucane just had the easiest task after great work from Aaron Griffin to dispossess and intercept that kick out from Timmy Ryan. And it means that they're now 112 to 1-4 to Lissycasey after just coming up to the water break. Great timing for Lissycasey, and nearly intercepted it again there. But it's Jack Keating this time gets possession back for Kilmihil. There's a long way back. They're going to have to nearly push that extra man up front at this stage. They're going to have to go for broke, you'd imagine, for the fourth quarter. But that's probably some talk for the water break, as instead we've still got a small bit of time to go here. And here's Sean Crowley. He's got a man over at this side. And it's John Fabraro on the ball. He hasn't got great options. Gives it back to Crowley. Crowley's after slipping. Gives an opportunity for Niall McCarthy to get in, but wins the free. A lucky boy in that situation. They just can't seem to find their men at the moment, because it's Enda Finucane who wins back possession and gives off to Seamus Collins, who has been in the pocket all afternoon. Looks like a late challenge, and it was. And Seamus Collins down again. He got an injury in the first half, and now again the second. And that's going to be the water break, I think. Yeah, it is indeed. And after water break, it's Lissycasey 112, Kilmihil 1-4, and what a time for Conor Finucane to get that goal. And it means that for this afternoon he's got 1-6 to add to 1-2 he got in the opening round against Crackle. That's 2-8 for the championship, and he is by far their top scorer in the championship so far. Really great timing from him. Kilmihil have a spare man, but it's not that obvious at times, so I'm sure they're going to hear all that from Paul Reedy, Odrin O'Dwyer Yeah. 8. And Jerry O'Grady, as they go in here, they've got a good opportunity now to regroup, but it's a long way back for Kilmihil. 8 points down. They were only 2 down after that goal from Martin O'Leary in unorthodox circumstances, but they're going to have to do much better here. It's got 2-5 against Clondigad in the opening round. They've got 1-4 here already. They aren't really tellies that are going to win too many games, so they've got to really pose a bit more of a threat here in the final quarter. There hasn't been as much threat from David Ryan the second half. Shane Egan's after going in there to add a bit more. Martin O'Leary's playing a bit further out from goal as they would like, but you'd have to think now that for the final quarter that Kilmihil will push forward that spare man and just go for broke. So for Lissycasey, Brian Cahill and Paddy Mack have been in particular outstanding, and Seamus Collins at the back because they have been reduced. Oisin Hanran getting a second yellow after only a minute of the second half. So we're just about to wait for the teams to come back out with 17 minutes gone here in the second half. And Derek, you'll be looking at the Kilmihil bench now to see what inspiration that they're going to have for this final quarter.
Well, I hate to say it, but unless there's holy water coming off the bench, I can safely say this tie is over.
There's a lot of water mist, let's say, from the sky, but
it's just not been their day on. They've only 1 score from play. We're 16 minutes into the second half. That's 1 score from play in senior football is just not good enough compared to their efficient performance against Clondigad the first day, where they converted 7 out of 8 chances. It hasn't gone right from Lissycasey, to their credit, going a man down and the concession of that goal. It was suddenly a 2-point game, but Lissycasey rattled off 3 points pretty quickly to cancel out the goal, and then got 1-1 again, and that goal from Conor Finucane is probably nailed the coffin for Kilmihil, but they just haven't adapted. They haven't adapted to the extra man, and they haven't used it wisely. They've created no opportunities from the extra man, and at times here you're looking out in the field and it seems that Lissycasey have a runner over the shoulder every time. They'll probably need to push men forward and just launch some deliveries into David Ryan and hopefully pick up a break and rattle the back of the net.
Absolutely. We're going to restart here with a Seamus Collins free that he earned himself, and it's Lissycasey that are 8 points clear as they're honing in on a first semi-final appearance since 2013 when they were beaten by Doonbeg. 7-year gap, a lot different to Kilmihil, who haven't been there since 1998, and their opportunity to bridge that 22-year gap isn't looking promising at the moment, because it's Lissycasey on the attack again. It's Enda Finucane. Seamus Collins look to be on. There's a bit of slippage here. There's a bit of surface water from mist, and that just has gone to the left and wide. It's Lissycasey's 4th wide the second half and 7th overall. Some of the stewards here not liking my comment about the surface water, but
I don't think Kilmihil like my comment about the holy water also. Look, we're in the same boat.
It's a fine facility here in Kilrush.
He's gone inside if you can see him on.
Yeah, and it is Sean Crowley. And that looks to be a much needed score for Kilmihil to try and pull back that deficit, which is now at 7 points, only their 2nd score from play. They're going to need a lot more to add to it if they are to really pose a threat here in the final quarter. But it's a step in the right direction, Derek.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we have 10 minutes to go, but probably 13 or 14 with the water break. So 7-point lead is a huge lead in Gaelic football, as you know, and it will probably take a goal just to put a nervous edge on it,
Absolutely. Sean Crowley getting that point. He got the injury time winner against Clondigad. He's no stranger to popping up with dramatic goals. Also must be added that Kilmihil are only up from intermediate since 2017. Got to the quarterfinals last year, as did Lissycasey. That's Martin O'Leary. Oh, it's another great point. That's 2 in a row for Kilmihil, and there is a chink of light. It's O'Leary's first from play, and what a score it was. He's now got 1-2. Of course, he got that goal in.
And he was provider for Sean Crowley's point a moment ago. So he's really
absolutely, and now it's only 6 as we're heading into the 51st minute of the game. But as Derek said, there's going to be a couple of minutes for injuries and that water break. Here we go. Seamus Collins has just been all over the place today. Matt O'Shea just falls to ground but manages to give the ball away to Enda Finucane. Finucane tries to find Aaron Griffin. He had a lot to do but manages to tip it down to Niall McCarthy. Niall McCarthy's got on the score sheet so far. Can he get a second point? He's certainly going to have an effort at it, but it's a great block. Gets it back in possession again. And Niall Kelly gives off to Mikey O'Neill. O'Neill, oh, look to be a high challenge, but I suppose every challenge is high on Mikey O'Neill. Here he goes. He's broken through again. He's got a marvellous point in the first half. He's not going to add one here, unfortunately.
Just that passage of play there. The Kilmihil defender, superb block down, but yet the rebound fell to Lissycasey.
Yeah.
The breaks just haven't been with him today, you know?
Absolutely not. And Lissycasey having 5 wides in the second half and 3 in the first. Oh, that's a great take from Niall McCarthy. And he gives it off to Aaron Griffin. There was 2 Kilmihil men that collided. And that's totally understandable. The game has stopped for that because we were fear of a head injury here. That was a real robust clash of heads. And we're just going to take a break here.
I find it very difficult from their own restart on to get possession. The Lissycasey goal came from a poor kick out looking to go short. Again, that was a kick out looking to be placed. It was plucked by the Lissycasey men. You know, it just, Kilmihil haven't got their tactics right here today, especially when they've got the extra man. They just haven't adapted to that. It's been worse for them. In the first half it was 50-50 in possession. There's no way this half it's 50-50.
Well, Lissycasey's character was certainly tested in the opening round. They went down to 13 men at one stage against Cracklaw and had a man sent off, but managed to bring it to extra time where they were restored to 15 men and came through that one. So it was inevitable that they're going to fight back here despite losing a man in the opening minute of the second half. And they're still 6 points clear. That's a point better than they were at half time. So that's a testament to the performance that they've had in the second half. And it's Enda Finucane going to get things underway again. 2 players in question are back up on their feet, thankfully. And here we go again, it's Seamus Collins, who's he's had so much possession in this game. Brian Cal, another impressive performer for Lissycasey. They've had so many. And he looks for Francis Hayes. Hayes has a bit of ground in front of him. He's been held by Gavin Downs, but he's managing to play away. And he's going to play it around. They're in a comfortable position to be able to be patient here because they're 6 points clear as we head into the 54th minute of this tie. And Cal just breaks through, gets past 2 challenges, and there's a bit of space here in front of him. If he can pop this over the bar, it would be a great score. It's a superb effort.
There was the Kilmihil defence. It was like the Red Sea parting on.
Yeah.
Just sauntered through the middle.
And that means that it's back out to 7 points. And what a crucial score it was. Brian Cahill with a superb display against Cracklaw. And again, been very, very impressive here this afternoon. And suddenly, after Kilmihil getting 2 in a row and looking to have some bit of a lifeline, it's Lissycasey that are back firmly in top. And here we go. It's Alan Norman. He's surrounded by 3 Lissycasey men. And they do win back possession. Conor Finucane, Niall McCarthy, and now it's Niall Kelly. McCarthy's got the ball back in play. He looks for Mikey O'Neill, but that was well intercepted, and it's going to be a free out. Shane Downs just getting in the way of that pass. There's going to be another substitution here. Looks like there's going to be 2 for Lissycasey. At least 1. And it's Shane Griffin, who came on as a sub in the opening round against Cracklaw as well. He's going to come in. So it's a first substitution for Lissycasey here in the 55th minute. And who's going to make way? It looks like Niall Kelly. Number 14, Niall Kelly. He's put in a Trojan performance here. A very selfless display. But meanwhile, we're back in play. And it's Kilmihil that are on the attack. They're going to need scores from every attack that they have for the remainder of this contest. And here's Kieran Downs. He's about 40 metres out. It's an ambitious effort. It's a great score. Great score.
Fantastic play.
That's his 4th of the game and his 2nd one from play, both in the second half, as Kilmihil managed to just remain in touch, even though they are 6 points down. 4 minutes of normal time remaining. They're going to need goals, but for the moment that'll do to make sure that it's only a 2-score game. Killian Normal, it's a daisy cutter that finds only David Coughlin, and he's getting underway. And here is the aforementioned Kieran Downs. He's got 2 points in the second half. He's really menacing.
Send it into David Ryan.
Martin O'Leary, a trusted left boot, and that's going towards you. Ryan, he almost read your mind there, Derek. But Ryan does. Option. He does find David Ryan. And Ryan, that's a really tough one for Sean Crowley to try and pick up.
That's what we would have just referred to in hurling as a hospital pass. A
hospital pass it was. But it's Lissycasey that are managing to get out of danger here. Matt O'Shea gives it off to Conor Finucane. Finucane, the top scorer. Got a bit of afters there, but he's got 160's name, so he's bound to receive a bit of extra attention. Here's Enda Finucane. Gives it off to Mikey O'Neill, and he's just going to cover the ground. And now he looks for first touch for Shane Griffin. Oh, what a great take from the young man. And wins a free to boot. That's a good contribution to start off with for him. 57 minutes gone. And it's an opportunity. He's going to take it himself. He's going to take it quickly, and he finds Conor Finucane. Finucane, that's going to drop short. Well, it is if you've got the height of Timmy Ryan.
Yeah, it was well held on.
Timmy out tonight, really. Back to Ryan. Ryan, well accustomed to being playing out the field. Probably not this far back. And here we go, Sean Crowley. That's probably a little overhit. And it's giving Kieran Downs, but look at that pace. Managed to get on the ball. Oh, it's a high challenge from Francis Hayes, and a pull of the jersey. If the clothesline didn't get him, the pull of the jersey definitely did. And Kieran Downs wins himself a free. And someone's going to go into the book. I'm not sure if it was the first challenge or the second, or maybe both. A yellow card. A second yellow for Francis Hayes, and he's the Lissycasey are now down to 13 men. And a yellow card for Brian Catt as well. So 2 men sent off for Lissycasey, but they are 6 points clear here. So they finished the 60 minutes against Cracklow with only 13 men, and they're bound to finish the second round here with only 13 men as well. And Martin O'Leary lofts it in. Oh, that's well defended. Oh my word, that came off the post. Seemed to just be like ping pong inside her. Jack Keating, I think, was the man that got the fly kick that came off the post. It's relief for Lissycasey, but they might be down to 13 men, but they have time on their side, and they also have a 6-point cushion on their side. Oh, that's a hefty challenge. David Coughlin is about to go into the book. It was Jack Keane that hit the post there a couple of minutes ago. And just a bit of attention for Ryan Griffin. I'm sure he's getting a lot of sympathy from the Kilmihil bench. Joe Kelly managing to keep in there. That's going to be Conor Finucane that's going to resume. Just a bit of a rib tickler there for Ryan Griffin.
A superb delivery on.
And here he finds Shane Griffin again. Oh, just a little bit under hit, and Timmy Ryan will be able to pick that one up. They're 6 points down. They are 2 men up, but that's not going to count at the end of the day here. As we go in, just about to reach the hour mark. It's Gavin Downs. Can they make those 2 men count? Oh, that is just...
That sums up the day, really. For
yeah, just a rash. He had so much time to try and catch that ball and maybe set Kilmihil on the attack. There's 13 men, Lissycasey that instead, and Aaron Griffin now. Aaron Griffin is a definite danger man here. He gets inside, and that's a great score. Aaron Griffin with his third of the afternoon, 1-6 for the championship, all from play. And that looks to be the insurance point, Derek.
Oh, and he was when that pass was delivered, he was 2 yards behind his man. He beat him to it. That shows the hunger that Lissycasey have shown here today. Not only beat him to it, then turned him inside out and slotted over the bar from the acute angle. He's a fabulous young footballer and a real danger man.
Absolutely, a real promising player. We're into the 31st minute of the second half. Who knows what is going to be added on, but it's going to need a minor miracle for Kilmihil to come back into this game. They're adrift by 7 points, but they're certainly not going to give up. Shane Downs fouled about 40 metres out. Mikey O'Neill says no way, but the yes way as the is a response from Chris Maguire, and Kieran Downs puts the ball on the ground. He's going to have to get 3 scores either way, so he's probably going to have to take his chances by hitting this one over the bar. There's going to be a substitution here for Lissycasey. Cyril Sheehan is coming on. He was the man to restore 15 in extra time came in the game against Cracklow, and it's Niall McCarthy that's making way. So Cyril Sheehan coming onto the side. Here's Fionn Ferbraro. That's to the back post, but Captain Man O'Shea leads by example and wins the free out. And that should be it, you'd imagine, Derek. 114 to 1-7. And it's just been a case of really good character from Lissycasey today.
Absolutely. They've shown their experience of being at the senior level, operating at this level for a long time. Kilmihil only up from intermediate, as you say, in 2017. And that lack of cutthroat championship senior experience really showed when they were a man up and got the lead down to 2. Lissycasey responded with 3 scores to cancel out that goal, and effectively that period probably laid the foundations for the victory, you know.
I'm going to give you a minute here to have a think over who you think is going to be the man of the match, but I think I can guess.
I don't need a minute on. Now there's been some superb performance on the Lissycasey team. Young Aaron Griffin is a promising talent, but when you score 1-6 to book your team's place in the last 4, there is no doubt that the man of the match today is Conor Finucane.
Conor Finucane gets the Derek Dormer nod. I'm not sure if he's going to give him a bit of crystal, but for the moment he'll be just happy enough to pull his side through to a first semi-final in 7 years. As the clock is ticking inexorably down, but we know what the result is going to be at this stage, regardless of what Chris Maguire is going to put on. We're 3 minutes into additional time. As you'd expect, Lissycasey are in absolutely no hurry, but Kilmihil are. And here we go. It's Kieran Downs. They have to go for broke. He does win the free, but he's happy enough to keep going. Kieran Downs has a look. Oh, that's deflected into the net, and it's a late goal. I think that came off the fullback, Brian Griffin. But a great goal for
Kieran Downs.
But a little bit too late.
Yeah, a consolation goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, just come a little bit too late. But
the scoreman over there has put it up as 3 goals. He
wants a game.
He wants to make a match.
Unfortunately, 4 points is still the difference. Too little, too late from Kilmihil, who are 2 men up, but unfortunately 4 points down.
And one must commend here, one must mention, you were talking about men of the match. Yes, Lissycasey are true. Yes, Conor Finucane was man of the match. But Kieran Downs has really soldiered well for Kilmihil here today.
He has soldiered well, but it's Lissycasey, their neighbours, that go through to the last 4 for the first time since 2013 after a 114 to 2-7 scoreline here. So we're going to sign out for the afternoon. Great display for Lissycasey, and they won't fear anyone in the semi-final.
They definitely won't fear anyone. They've had back-to-back wins in the championship, and as you say, it's their first semi-final in 7 years. They'll go at it gung-ho. They seem to respond to any adversity. They went a man down, it didn't bother them. They went 2 men down. At that stage, it really didn't matter. But the way they responded to that goal from Martin O'Leary, that really showed the character. You know, it was a comfortable lead at half-time. It was suddenly down to 2 points. They were a man down. They were facing into adversity, but they responded with 3 scores. You know, and it was just fantastic performance overall, and deservedly through to semi-final run.
So we sign off for the first senior championship game here in Captain Tubridy Memorial Park in Kilrush, and it's Lissycasey who are through to the semi-finals on a scoreline of 114 to 2-7.